guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to have a look at how to dismiss a view controller and how to animate it while dismissing the view controller. So here's a sample of how it's gonna look like. So when you dismiss, it will animate back to that particular location. So yeah, it looks good. So we are going to learn how to do this today. So let's quickly start with what we need. So first of all, if you have seen my previous tutorial, I have created a separate file for the animation. So here's the custom transition file just to animate one view controller to the other. But even we can do the same for dismissing as well. I am going to create a separate file again, but if you guys can find the similarity and make them combined in one file, you can go ahead and do that. But just for simplicity purpose, I'm going to make them in separate files. Okay, so you can go ahead, right click, and you can click on new file. So we are going to create an object class, so let it be custom dismiss. Okay, so this will be custom dismiss, and we'll click next and we'll click on create. So we have the class with us. Now let's go ahead and quickly modify things that are there in ViewController. So first of all, we need to keep two things in mind. We need to inherit the delegate class. So this UI view controller transition delegate, we have done all this in previous tutorials, so I'm not going to do it again. This is one thing you need to inherit, and next you need to set the detail view controller to its transitioning delegate. Okay, so that's the second thing, and third, we are going to put up an object for that particular animation to happen. So let's create the object that we have just created the class of. So let's say let custom dismiss equal to custom dismiss. So in this way we have created an object of this class. Now we are going to quickly go and add in a new function. So if you remember, last time we have added this function for presenting the view controller, how you want it to present. So that we have done it here, and through this we have made the animation happen. So this time we are going to follow the same procedure, that is func animate. So here animation controller is there for dismissed, so we are going to use this. Now we're going to return the object that we just created. So custom dismiss, yeah, this is the one. So the whole procedure is done in ViewController. Now we need to add in things in custom dismiss. Okay. Now here they'll be saying you one thing, that we cannot convert a simple custom dismiss class to the type UI ViewController animated transitioning. So we are going to do that. We are going to go to custom dismiss, and we're going to add in that class, that is UI ViewController animated transitioning. So this is done. Now it won't have that error, but we have to fill in the functions that is like a must for this inheritance to take place. So they are asking, do you want to add the protocol steps? You can just click on fix, and it will fix it for us, and it will add in two functions. One is transition duration, and the other is animate transition. So transition duration, is just gonna help you with the amount of time that animation is gonna occur. So here I'm gonna put it return 0.5. So basically I want the animation to finish in 0.5 seconds. And the next thing is an animate transition. So here basically all the magic happens here. All the animations that needs to be done, that is done here. So we need to keep few things in mind. We need to get the to view controller, the from view controller, and the container. These three we need to get, and also we need to get the cell location. So in order to do that, first of all, we need to take the to view controller. Oh, let me just do that now. To view controller, if you think about how to view controller is gonna look like, is this. So this will be the current view controller. While thinking about dismissing part, this will be the from view controller, and this will be the to view controller, because this is where it's gonna transition to, right? So what you're gonna do is we are going to make the to view controller of type view controller, and we are going to write transition context dot view controller. There it is. Dot, it's two, right? Okay. Now they are going to ask, of what type. So we are going to cast it to view controller type so that everything is smooth. Now next we are going to do the same thing for from view controller, that is the detailed view controller. So from view controller and controller, and we're going to keep this of type detailed view controller, and we are going to take the transition context and the view controller, and this time we are going to take the key from, okay, and we're going to cast it as detail view controller. Now to view controller is done and from view controller is done. So this is how we're going to reference both the view controllers in order to make the animation work. Now next we need to get the container. So as explained in the last tutorial, container is basically where all the animation is supposed to take place, and what views are required in that animation all will be added in the container. So let container equal to transition context dot container view. Okay, this is one, and next we need to get the cell as well, right? If you remember. So in order to get the cell, we need to get the index path first. So in order to get the index path, we have the from view controller. So to view controller. So to view controller is the main view controller where all the cells are present. So we're going to do that now. Now what we are going to do is we're going to let index path equal to to view controller dot collection view dot index path first. Yeah, this is the one. Then we're going to choose the first one, and then this is the index path that we're going to get if a person presses or clicks on the cell. Okay, now that is done. The next thing we have to do is get the cell. So cell equal to view controller dot collection view dot cell at index, yeah, cell for item at index path. So now we're going to put in the index path here. So we got the index path, we got the cell. Now what are we going to do with cell? Oh yeah, we need to unwrap that. Just quickly fix it, and it's unwrapped. So what are we going to do with cell is that we're going to get the frame so that while returning, it can go to that particular frame. Okay, so let's create the frame of that. So we need to get like the frames, or we need to get two things in hand. First is the view from which it's gonna transition to the frame in which it's gonna land up. Like for example, this is the view, right? So this is the current view. We're going to take a snapshot of it so that it can transition back to this particular frame that's there. Alright, so that will help us to make the animation in the correct way. So in order to get that, first of all, we need to get the snapshot of the current detail view controller that we have. So how we're going to do that is let maybe snapshot So you can name whatever you want, but for timing I'm doing this. So snapshot from viewcontroller dot image view dot snapshot, right? So and we are gonna keep this false because we don't want any updates. We just want the current view or the image view that's there. So we just want the image of that and nothing else. So this is in snapshot view, and also we need to put the aspect ratio, the content mode of this. So snapshot. So content mode is quite important, because if we don't put the content mode correctly, the animation might not happen nicely. So here I'm gonna put content mode to be view content mode dot fill. Okay, so it's gonna be scale aspect fill, right? So these two things are done for the detail view controller. Now we need to get the frame of the cell. So um, let cell frame, okay, be equal to container. So we need to get a reference of whatever we have. We need to get the exact location, so that way we can find out from the container, because that container is gonna show what is actually happening, right? The the visual effect, right? So we can get the exact location from container. So we're going to convert. Oh, yeah, we're going to convert from the super view, like the reference. We are going to take it as super view, so that we can get the exact location of the frame. So here, what do we need? Cell dot, oh yeah, wait. We need to cast this as well. So it was custom collection view cell, and here, oh, here as custom collection cell. Okay. So now it will appear cell dot image view dot frame. Okay. So we are going to take the location of this cell frame in reference to the super view. So cell image view dot super view. And that super view is of cell where the cell resides. So we need to take the correct frame, the correct location. So once that is done, what we are going to do is this. So we have got the frame, we have got the image. Now we need to do a few things. We need to add these things to the container, right? So in the container, first we are going to push in the to view controller, because that is what should be seen later on once we move back. So I'll show you how it's going to look like. So we need to add in two things. First is the view, the snapshot that we have taken, and next is the view controller, where it's gonna land up, right? So we need to add these two views so that the transition is smooth, and you don't see much effect when we finish the transition. So we're going to add the sub view. So here first we're going to add in the to view controller dot view, because once we remove the snapshot, that is what should be present there. Okay, and on top of that we're going to place the sub view of the snapshot that we have taken just now. Okay, now once this is done, we are going to start animating. Oh yeah, snap here. So the thing that was causing problem is not unwrapping it, so we have unwrapped it. Now it shouldn't have any problem. Now we can animate it. Okay, so we are going to use animate with duration, time interval, animations, and then completion block as well. So time interval I'm going to keep the same to be 0.5, and animation we're going to add in now. So the only animation that we need right now is snapshot to the cell frame. Okay, so we're going to put in snapshot dot frame equal to cell frame. So what we are doing here exactly is this: we are just changing the frame, the size of the snapshot that we have taken, to the cell frame. Okay. Now next, while completion, let's say this is completed. Okay. While it's completed, we are going to remove few things. Yeah, we are going to remove the snapshot because this is not required anymore. We need the actual cell image there. We don't need the snapshot anymore. So we are going to remove that. Okay, and we are going to make the transition complete. Okay, so this is the end. This is just done. The transition is over. So we are going to keep it to be. Oh, wait, true. Okay. So let's see if it's working. Okay, so it has. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I don't know. Oh, okay. So that bug is gone. Now let's see. Okay, yeah. So as you can see, it's working fine, but there's a small thing that if you see from here carefully, that image is there already and it does not look that smooth. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that, and that will make things a little better. Okay. So let's say I am going to put in cell dot, or should I say set hidden? No, is hidden equal to true. Okay. So I'm going to hide it, and when it gets completed, let me add it before this because I just want all the animations and everything to happen before that. So cell dot is hidden, I'm going to keep it to be false. Okay, so now let's see how it's looking like. So when you go back, now it's looking a little smooth, little nice, right? So the next thing that we need to do, so you can get creative with this. You can add in bounce effect, spring effect, and all that. Okay, but I'm just going simple here. Obviously, you can go ahead and add in your own things. So the next thing that we're going to do is that if you have a look, it's little simple, right? So I'm planning to add in a blur effect so that when it goes back, the transition should look smooth. So this is looking a little edgy. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to add in a different layer, a different view now. So let's add in here. Let white layer. Okay, let white layer be equal to let's say UI image, or should we take UI view? Let's take UI view. Okay, yeah, let's take UI view, and I think we are just gonna color it, right? So I think that should work. Now UI view, and we are going to add in the frame. So let's say we can just take to viewcontroller.frame, or sorry, view.frame. Okay, so we have a white layer. Now we need to color it. So white layer dot background color equal to UI color dot white. Okay, and what we're going to do is that we're going to add in between the snapshot and the view controller. So container dot add subview dot white layer. Okay, and then we are going to change a little. So let's say the white layer should have an alpha of maybe 1. Okay, and here it's gonna transition to maybe 0.5. Let's see how it looks like. Oh, sorry, dot alpha. Okay, so let's see how it looks like, and accordingly we can change it. Oh, we need to remove, I made one more mistake. We need to remove that layer. Who's going to remove that? So not snapshot, white layer. Okay, let's have a look now. So we have it, and when we back it, yeah. So the transition looks good now. So you can play around and maybe change the alpha, or change the speed of the animation, anything and everything, whatever you want you can do. I have put the animation speed to be a little more so that you guys can actually see the transition slowly. So if you want, you can add in a little more lesser time and adjust according to your choice. I hope you guys have understood this whole tutorial and found it useful. If you guys have understood it, and if you're looking forward for more tutorials, please do subscribe to my channel and do give it a like just to keep on supporting me and my tutorials. And thank you for watching. See you again. Bye bye.